I feel like I need to go on this topic. Each video I make is only 15 minutes. I don't know how many people will end up watching my videos, but they need to be made. And even if YouTube cans my channel somehow, I'll just put the videos elsewhere. I have to get this message out to people. So again, one thing I've noticed at the moment is that one thing I've noticed, which I think is a direct result of this feminist garbage, and this liberalism, which is being used to try to undermine our nations and our peoples, is the notion that first of all, the sky is falling, okay, in terms of, oh, the environment, everyone's at threat, blah, 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 or under threat. And then the idea of overpopulation. Now, women are very susceptible to this sort of thing, and when you have an environment where feminism has been employed, whereby women are being shoved into positions of decision making, which causes them to, which completely colours the way decisions are made in society. It can't not, because women are different to men. We have a situation where we're trying to be morally right all the time, okay? So, for example, I will say that nowadays women are getting little tiny dogs because they're cute, and what they really want to do is have kids. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that women don't have an instinct to look upon little babies and enjoy them in a cute fashion, because women are highly tuned to doing so. I know this because when I see women discussing tiny little dogs, they treat them as though they're children. Oh, he's so... They just treat them like babies. But they're not babies. They're dogs. Women have taken to pushing dogs around in prams. Can you not see this? Can't you see what's happening? This is happening all around us, right under our noses. And people are like, oh, it's normal. It's normal to push a dog around in a pram. Are you out of your blimmin' minds? No, it's not normal. It's because women have a real compulsion to take care of children, babies. You might say that compulsion isn't so strong in some women. I don't care. The point is that largely they want to do it. They love it. It brings them joy in their hearts. And it should. And because we're not having kids, we're having people substituting children with little dogs. Look around you, it's happening. Wake the hell up, people. What we really need is to abandon this notion that everything has to be kept stable all the time, and there must be no danger and no threat in the world. It's crazy. This health and safety nonsense. It's the same thing. It's all part of the same nonsense. It's weakening us. It's weakening us as humanity, as nations, as people, as families, as societies. It's weakening us. Which is the intention, because in a weakened state, people are easier to overcome. That's why you have the notion of undermining. The people who are doing this, who started this, are undermining our nations by weakening us, using feminism. Imagine, the strength of a nation has always been the male, the man, the people who are ultimately responsible for the safety of the people in the nation that they are from, that they are of. If you create a situation where women are artificially stuffed into positions of influence, you completely and utterly undermine the strength of the nation. Because women will say, oh, what about this? Oh, millions of immigrants coming over and taking everything that belongs to us. Oh, let it happen because they need it. What about their own countries? Okay? The right thing to do is to have a strong country of your own, and then you can help other countries. You can help people in their own countries. You don't just have everyone in the whole world come into your country because their country's a mess. That's not how it works. Anyone with half a brain can see that. But no, we've got half of the world in our country now. You can't blame them. I do. And I blame our government. Or what remains of our government. Our government doesn't exist as far as I can see. They don't do anything. They're in the hands, in my opinion, they are in the pockets of this international group who aim for a one world government. They have worked for years to undermine and infiltrate our government. And the same with all nations around the world. And if you want any idea, I mean, at the same time as they're doing this, they have to be partially open about it. So in the same media organizations that they control, they will drip feed the truth to you. The idea of having a finger in every pie, the idea of having tentacles, shall we call it, in all different situations and nations is intended to undermine you, to make you feel controlled. But you're not. It's not undefeatable. All we have to do is break away from it, be independent and be strong. And one of the main things that we must reject, men and women alike, is feminism. We must completely and utterly, completely reject it. Otherwise we're sunk. Communism is not what I want. I find the idea of it repugnant and disgusting. Oh, what, everyone being equal? No, it's not a case of everyone being equal. It's a case of every single person being pulled down to a condition of complete subservience. All your freedom and independence is gone. We have people in our country now who grew up under communism. Some of them are probably still loyal to it. Some of them aren't. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them remember it. Speak to them. And what we've got now is the notion of that being created through the back door. In the past, the attempt was to do it militarily, but it failed. And the same people who want to create that system, where everyone else is subservient to them, the same people have not given up. They're continuing to do it. But they're doing it through the back door now. They're saying, hang on, we don't have to do it with guns. We can do it through the media. And that's one of their main tools. Is to undermine the psychology of people. To demoralize them. Music nowadays, it's a mess of bad messages. Undermining negative messages. And it's harming our kids. It's literally harming them. I have to say though, that I am heartened when I speak to some of the youth. And they're like, yeah, I see it too. That's amazing to me. Which means that these people aren't succeeding. Which means that we can win, that we can push back. And we must push back. And we can get the nations back that we loved, that I cherish. That we cherished. The nations we grew up in. The nations we were proud of. The media in our own nations has been turned against us at the moment. Oh, it's bad to be British. Oh, look at the historical crimes of the British. Get out of here. You can't carry on like that. If you told an individual, if you made an individual focus only on their negative all the time, they'd be finished. And that's what our media is being programmed to do. So our media has to be now focused on the positive. Now another thing that these people do, the people who are in charge of this, they work on hyperbole or they work on extremes. They'll say, oh, you don't want this, and they'll go so far in the other direction as to make it completely unpalatable. But that's because they're in charge. They must not be in charge of our media. They must not have anything to do with our media. They must be deprived access to that sensitive thing. The media is the eyes and the ears of a nation. And if that's in the control of people who are not loyal to that nation, you are sunk. It's the same for you as an individual. You have to make sure you're careful about the media that goes into your eyes and ears. And the media at the moment is in the hands of people who hate your nation. They hate it. They want it to be destroyed. So they slowly and gently undermine everything it is to be British in British media, whilst at the same time kind of playing lip service to the notion of Britain. It's completely and utterly, it's a complete betrayal. These people must not be in charge of our media. Now, what is media nowadays? We have these big institutions. We have the British Broadcasting Corporation. That's a mess. And it's been made a mess by the people who are intending on using it to destroy the country. Why do they want to destroy the power of Britain? So that it can be enveloped under the blanket of this disgusting New World Order idea, which is basically a one world government. Not New World Order. You can forget that. It's a one world government. That's what they want. That's their plan. That's their vision. And it must be destroyed. It must be destroyed because it flies in the face of our nations. And our nations are all we've got. We have to maintain our nations. It's the only thing we have. And we still got them. We've still got them. And the people who are doing this know that. They know they can't actually end up destroying the nations. They can only try and continually paint them as though they don't exist, but they're there. All we have to do is wake up, recover, and act like we are part of our country. Uphold standards. Start talking to each other as though we are Englishmen and Englishwomen. Love our country, love ourselves, stand up for things. We have a lot of courage in our country, a lot of courage in our culture. We are an incredibly strong people. And at the moment we're sitting on our backsides doing nothing. Watching nonsense happen around us. Watching our own wives and mothers buying little dogs to replace the idea of having babies. Or to replace the idea of having babies? You know what I mean. We've got severe, serious problems. We are flooded, inundated with foreigners. It's a joke. It's a testament to what the strength of the country we built in the past, that we're even able to handle it. And we shouldn't be handling it. We should be sending those people home and making sure that they buck their ideas up in their countries. It's not our responsibility to take them in to our countries. It doesn't help us at all. We've got our own people. And we need to encourage our people to be strong, to be outgoing, to actually build. Not to be weak, not to sit on their backsides and get fat. To get out there, to strike out and be pioneers and builders like we always have been. That needs to be the whole culture that's recovered in our country. Look at our history. Look at our history. Read about it. And not from the sources that have emerged in the last 25 years who only seek to degrade it. Look at the older sources. And I swear that the people who are doing this have tried to destroy those sources. But they're still there. We have a tremendous history, and we must maintain it and recover it right now. This is the truth. If you feel kind of like there's something wrong, this is what's wrong. We are being invaded and undermined. Okay? You shouldn't go out there and do anything bad to people. What you should do is do good to yourself and your own people, the British, so we can recover our country from this mess. And it is a mess. And if you're looking for someone else to fix it, no one's going to fix it for you. We have to fix it from within, and we can. All we need to do is start doing so. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people around you. And first and foremost, ignore feminism. Ignore it. Throw it away. Men and women alike. It's a joke, and it's destroying our country. It is up to the men, because we're the people who built this country for our women. And we need to recover control of it, absolutely, for ourselves and our women. That's the truth of it. If you don't like the way I'm talking about it, I don't really care. This is part of my job as a man, to be responsible, so that women can relax. I don't like seeing our women stressed out at the moment, which is what they are. They're not in a good condition, they're not healthy, they're not happy, they're unhappy. So we as men need to fix this, and this is the truth. And we can. We just have to change our mindset. Our mindset has been negatively affected. It can be recovered. We need to positively affect it. And positively affecting it starts with getting rid of the problem. And the problem is this feminist nonsense. Please, do the right thing. I really want to see my country recovered, and it can be, and it will be, and it is being recovered right now. So, like I say, do the right thing. Your country is important, otherwise you shouldn't even think about it, but the alternative is being subservient to people who aren't of your nation, who want a one world government, and that's a joke. It's a joke, it can never be. Imagine a one world government that you couldn't say no to. No, we have to stop this now. And we stop it by being strong.